Hi friends, welcome back. In this video we're putting together card number 3. This is the Lily of the Valley card. This is a fun fold that's got this little buckle flap for you. I am using Valley and Bloom DSP, but actually for the words I took them from this Help Me Grow set. And I'm just doing the hello, and I'm using Coastal Cabana ink for that. So I pre-scored, let's see, I pre-scored these pieces for you. And I pre-scored and went ahead and folded so it would fit these pieces. So we're going to start, you don't have to necessarily start immediately by gluing the buckle on, but we'll need to do that very early on. I'll go ahead and put this DSP, it just kind of helps guide me, keeps me on track. I know what I'm doing here, because then this piece will go here. But before I do that, I want to glue my buckle piece down here, and then I will cover it up. So for this, I do think I will use my glue. You could use your adhesive, whatever you like. And this is not, there's not going to be a lot of strain and stress put on this, so I have found that just regular adhesive does the job. Something that was going to have a lot of stress and strain, you might want a stronger adhesive. So just line it up at the, oops, line it up at the edge, and then we'll cover it and be ready to go. So let me fold it down and try not to push, there we go. So, and then just as an added little layer of protection, you'll put adhesive over the top of that with your DSP. So I am going to, let's see, that's the right side. I am going to put a generous strip down that side just to be sure it covers that tab. And then center it. And then you have a white piece to put on the inside. I want that a little, well, there we go. So you can go ahead, I like to stamp my inside greetings usually before I put this down, just to be, now it is not perfectly square, so you know, test it out before you get your adhesive going. And yeah, I like to put my adhesive or my greeting on first most of the time, but we can always fix a little bit of a goof if we need to. So we'll go ahead with this, and then we're ready to start assembling the front piece. So we'll take the square, and I've turned it so the points are going top to bottom, and one Lily of the Valley, and these leaves are the exact same leaf, so they will take, you kind of have to position them to make them look different. Now if you look at my original card, I have everything down in the corner, and I've got the Lily of the Valley going off the top, so do not put adhesive on that top little flower. I may or may not have done that when I was doing this card, the first one, so learn from my mistakes. Now this is so thin, I just kind of brush a little bit, and then I don't worry about it. I know the leaf, the two leaves actually will kind of help hold it down at the bottom, and it's going to be pretty well secured on this square. Now you can see I go past the bottom corner. I'm going to cover that up with my leaves. I want to, this end is a finer point, so I want to put this one on first and then cover it with the wider point, is just kind of what I like. These leaves have spaces, like they're scored and cut to give the leaf some texture. So for that, I'm using my seal so that it doesn't come through. And I lifted that up just a little bit because I wanted that Lily of the Valley on top of that leaf. And then that one, the Lily of the Valley, is fine. And same with the Lily of the Valley. Do not put adhesive all the way to the top because this comes off the end. If you need to, you can trim, and I am going to trim my white stem here. And I did not put adhesive, oops, just a teeny piece is showing. There we go. I did not put adhesive all the way to the bottom for that reason. So now we're ready to just glue this on, get it centered. Think about, now for the way my brain works, that's where my point is. I'm just putting the adhesive on this, and then I know that I won't overlap where I don't want to. And I didn't go all the way out to the point. I don't think I need to. I like to use my grid paper to kind of help me center things sometimes. So I'm looking at the line at the top and at the bottom. And then if you like this as is, you could just leave it. A lot of people like to have a little greeting on the front of their card. So I've cut you little pieces of white, and you just need a small little word of some sort to say hello, just a note, depending on on the stamp supplies that you have. If you look at mine, I cut this piece a little bit longer so that I could cut a banner end and even shorten it up a little bit more. So if you've got something that's a little bit bigger than this hello that I'm using, it should work for you. So you may need to trim your white piece a little bit. And I do like putting a little, so I'm going to shorten this a touch. And then to put the banner in, I like to cut through the middle and then come down from each corner to that middle spot. And that makes it pretty even. And depending on how deeply you cut, how big that fishtail is. So again, I'm just putting adhesive on part of it so that this can hang off the edge and not stick the card shut. So wherever you like it, if you have something that you want to cover up, if you got carried away with your glue in a particular spot, that would be a great way to fix that too. So here's your buckle card, and a nice little fun fold card for just almost any occasion. All right, we'll see you in a few minutes for card number 4. I almost forgot to add the embellishment to this card, so you should have maybe not all on one piece, but 4 of these little gems, and move them around a little bit. I went ahead and made my second card, so I can go ahead and put them both on now. And like I said earlier, you may have a big one and a little one, you may have a combination, but either way, they look great, and it just gives it a little extra interest. All right, we'll see you in a few for card number 4.